Welcome to the Locked In Baseball Podcast. I'm William Locke. He is Luis Barranco. Stop number 5 on our 2026 MLB Team Preview and Predictions series. We are talking St. Louis Cardinals today, who were very active this winter. Luis, how you doing?
How is it? How we do? Happy? What day is it today?
It is Sunday, February 15th.
Still the 15th? Day after Valentine's Day? How you feeling?
Feeling good. Ready to talk some Cardinals. We know what this team did this winter, but I can recap it right here. They made a lot of trades. We'll say that. Nolan, Arenado, Wilson Contreras, Sonny Gray, all are gone. The return nets out to Jack Martinez, Justin Ruiel, Hunter Dobbins, Blake Adia, Fajardo, I don't know how to say his first name, Yokier Fajardo, Richard Fitz, and Brandon Clark. They traded away everybody. They also traded away Brendan Donovan, and they got I don't know how to say his name. The ambidextrous pitcher, switch pitcher. They signed Ryan Stanek, Dustin May, and Yoel Pozo. They re-signed Pozo. So they're spending a lot of money for guys not to be on their team. They paid down a lot of those deals with Gray, Arenado, Contreras. It's first year. Chaim Bloom. They did kind of what they had to do and just starting fresh, ripping off the Band-Aid. But I don't think this team is going to be all that great this year.
Hey, if you ask anybody in Missouri, the St. Louis Cardinals are America's team, and they always blame the Cubs for any of their issues. So, just saying. Regardless, for the St. Louis Cardinals this year, this team it's gonna be all right. I mean, look, when you look at what this team's been for the past 5 years, I think every Cardinals fan can agree. I think we all can agree it's been due for a rebuild. They've tried to renovate a team with a horrible foundation, and I think it's gotten to that time that they've knocked the house down and started over. They got Lars Nootbaar, Ivan Herrera, Alec Burleson, Nolan Gorman, Mason Wynn, JJ Wetherholt, Jordan Walker, Pedro Pajes, and then Victor Scott II. Look, when I look at this lineup, they can't hit the ball inside of the barrel, just to be honest. But I like what the team is doing in the sense that we talk about a lot about teams having a good spine, and this team actually has a really good spine for the future. I mean, Mason Wynn had played one of the best defensive seasons ever last season, and he played it with, I think it was a knee injury also. He played, and William, we can double fact check me on that. He played with what was it, a ligament? It
was a knee injury. He is coming off surgery. He got surgery in September of last year on that knee. So that is something to watch. Will he be fully healthy just coming off that knee surgery? But he won a Gold Glove while playing on it last year. So he is definitely a foundational piece for this team. Just got to improve the bat a little bit.
Get the bat. I mean, JJ Wetherholt, I think Cardinals fans are excited. I mean, that's the guy you're looking at this year. If he can be that next building block and he can be that foundational piece, and you got Wetherholt and Mason Wynn up the middle, that's a great start to your team. You also got a guy in Victor Scott, who I think we both are fans of defensively. It's just, can the bat go? And I think it's kind of a change of what the Cardinals are doing. They're getting these athletic bodies on their team, like these athletic football style guys. You look at Jordan Walker, and he looks like, I've seen him on TV, you've seen him in person, but to me, he looks like a big jumbo wideout tight end type of guy. And Victor Scott looks like a linebacker safety out there in center field. Again, just building an athletic team with great defense. I mean, Jordan Walker is probably in a prove-it year. To me, again, all the hype has to put it all together. Again, hopefully that the development system with Chaim Bloom, he switched up the development system in the way, because, the Cardinals have had promising players come up through the pipeline. And we can talk about Tyler O'Neill, Dylan Carlson. But at the end of the day, none of them have actually gotten to those heights as we have looked for them to be. The pitching staff is going to be an eyesore. So Cardinals fans, I would completely preface this as prepare yourself for some high run games, because all these guys are pretty average to below average pitchers. I mean, Matthew Liberatore, to me, he's a middle to the back end starter guy. Dustin May, again, same. Maybe if he has a really good year, he can be a front end type of guy, but not a 1, maybe a 2 at best, low tier 2. At Andre Palante, you already know what you got in him. He's already been in the majors for about 3 seasons. Michael McGreevy, he's an interesting one to see. he was going into his first full year in the majors, and then Kyle Lee. Again, I think this team to watch, you have to look at what the guys Weatherholt, Wynn, and Victor Scott. Those are your three guys I'm watching. Again, this team was great fielding last year. They ranked fourth in defense, 15 in DRS, 1 in outs above average, 5 in fielding range. So I feel like there's a good start. It's just, can they get the bats to actually produce? And, they have good pieces in the trade deadline. I mean, William, I'm a Lars Nootbaar fan. I think he fits a lot of teams, and I think if he has a decent season to start it out, I think you can actually get a great return, and you can start building out the core.
Nootbaar is interesting because he's coming off double heel surgery, so he's not going to be playing with Team Japan in the WBC this year. I've always been a big Nootbaar fan. I think he's a solid player. Could be a trade piece. The most interesting thing here is definitely JJ Wetherholt, the number 7 overall prospect, according to Keith Law. He hit over 300 in AA, 300 exactly, actually, and then 314 at AAA last year. Actually, interesting note, he had some interesting comments at winter warmup. He believes the player development crew was too focused on adding pull power, and he got away from his biggest strength, which was opposite field hitting. And then you pair that with what Keith Law said. Keith Law said that he being JJ Wetherholt, of course, is the National League prospect about whom I'd feel most confident saying that he'll win a batting title someday. So high praise for Wetherholt, more of a contact type of bat, but shortstop in the minor leagues, going to be probably sliding over to second base, maybe some third base, with Wynn maintaining that shortstop position. They also have lefty Liam Doyle, number 26 overall prospect, according to Keith Law, number 5 pick in last year's draft out of Tennessee. Could see him debut this year. Law says he has number 2 starter upside. And then my favorite prospect for the Cardinals, the catcher Arenado Rodriguez, number 29 overall. He is known as Hulk. He hit 20 home runs in 84 games last year. Could lead all of minor league catchers in all of baseball in home runs. According to MLB.com, they have 6 top 100 prospects, and since last year's trade deadline, the Cardinals have acquired 11 pitching prospects, 4 position playing prospects, and 2 additional draft picks, as well as some international bonus pool money. The payroll this year is expected to fall below $100 million for the first time since 2010. They will be a revenue sharing recipient for the first time in at least 25 years. So Chaim Bloom completely tearing it down, something John Mozeliak, in my opinion, should have done long ago. You mentioned it, all new player development leadership group. They're going to be focused on obtaining young, controllable pitching prospects. They have been doing that. So they've been very active in the trade market this winter. Payroll is down. I've never really seen anything like this. If you look at their Fangraphs page, their starting lineup is every single one of them drafted by the Cardinals. Every single one of them. It's all Cardinals homegrown guys. Something you really don't see that often. And then another note I have here, RSN issues. It was announced on February 2nd that they're joining MLB's broadcast portfolio. Parting ways with FanDuel Sports Network and its financially strapped parent company, Main Street Sports Group. So they made $20 million, they made $60 million in broadcast revenue last year. Expect that to be down to like 20 to 30 million this year. So that's a huge decrease in revenue, going to hurt them this year as they look to kind of rebuild. This kind of reminds me of like, maybe not as bad because they have JJ Wetherholt, but like White Sox 2024, 2025, like just really bad, but completely tore it down after kind of the previous iteration of the team didn't work out.
I don't think they're that bad, my guy. I think they're really, they have a lot of things to watch. Like, I think it's going to be a learning year. You are going to have growing pains, but there's a lot of things to watch. And I think, like you said, Chaim Bloom doing this whole, pretty much getting rid of, everybody. I mean, they traded Eric Fetty to the Braves, Ryan Helsley to the Mets, Steven Matz to the Red Sox, Phil Maton to the Rangers. Sonny Gray also went to the Red Sox with Wilson Contreras, and then Nolan Arenado went to Arizona, and then Brendan Donovan to the Mariners. I mean, this was a whole purge on the roster, and it was about damn time. Again, it's very interesting to see. I see that the DeWitt family finally probably gave them the green light to do this, and be very interesting to see what happens moving forward. Again, this team, like I said, a lot of exciting things to watch. I feel like out of the bad teams in the league this year, there's a lot of like things that I'm like tapping in to watch. Liam Doyle, I think we know him for his fastball. That's a fastball that he was pitching for Tennessee.
Yeah, he's exciting. Wetherholt is going to be kind of must-see TV as he comes up through up to the major leagues this year. Mason Wynn bouncing back from that knee injury. Can he finally turn it around at the plate? Nolan Gorman feels like last chance saloon for him. It definitely feels like last chance saloon for Victor Scott and Jordan Walker. Ivan Herrera is going to be exciting. Should get some reps at catcher this year, back behind the dish. So I'm excited to see what he can do there. He was actually a pretty damn good hitter last year for them. So, yeah, it's they've tore it down completely, and now it's kind of just see what these young guys can do and build through the draft, build through maybe some more trades. Wetherholt, obviously, we talked about him a lot. 11th overall farm system, according to Keith Law. He says they have the best catching depth of any team in baseball in their farm system right now, which is worth noting. They have Blaze Jordan in their farm system, who came over from the Red Sox last trade deadline. I can't remember what trade that was, but he was one of the more highly touted prospects as like coming out of high school. Hasn't really panned out in terms of making up to the major leagues and the hype that he had, but he was in AAA Memphis last year, I think.
Steven Matt's trade.
So there you go. The rotation is going to be rough. I mean, McGreevy is worth watching. Cardinals fans were pretty high on him last year. The bullpen, I think JoJo Romero is probably the next name that gets traded, the lefty reliever. He should be gone. Right now they have Riley O'Brien as their closer listed on Fangraphs. They project him 16 saves. I think they should trade Romero. I think he could be one of the more sought-after names at the deadline this year, because we always know how it is with relievers at the trade deadline.
For this year, the Cardinals, if you're a young player on the Cardinals or any player on the Cardinals, this is a team you're going to get valuable reps, and I think you can make a name for yourself this year on this team. You can make money for yourself. You can add, end up on a contender. I think anything can happen with this team. Everybody's movable, probably except for Wetherholt and Wynn.
What about this? Who should their manager be next season? Because it feels like it's been somewhat surprising that Ollie Marmol has stayed with the Cardinals for so long. He's headed into the final year of his contract, but apparently the manager and the Cardinals have been already discussing an extension to retain Marmol beyond 2026. Feels like they're kind of in a new era, with Bloom and these young prospects coming up. My question is, why isn't Yadier Molina the manager there yet?
I think there was talks that he was going to take some type of role with them, but I don't.
I think he is. Yeah.
But hey, there's a lot of politics and a lot of things that go behind the scenes. I think every manager, every Cardinals fan, even we were calling for Marmol's head on this podcast years ago. I just don't think he's the right fit. I think Yadier would be a better fit. You need a young guy, and we know how catchers do in regards to just managing.
He is currently the team's special assistant to the president of baseball operations, manager of Team Puerto Rico at the WBC this year. I feel like he should be the Cardinals manager next season after the Marmol contract expires, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Special assistant to the president must be a nice job. He probably lives in Puerto Rico year round and just flies up to St. Louis on a PJ just for a couple meetings, and that's it. Or he probably even zooms in. Probably. You think they use Slack, or you think they use Teams?
Like Slack. Feels like a Slack organization.
I feel like a Slack. I don't know.
Yeah, there's not a ton. Some young talent here to watch, but to tear it down. It was a tear down off season. So we saw the attendance was in the dumps last 100%. Season, and it's going to be even worse this season, I think. Again, they have the second most World Series in Major League history with 11, 23 pennants, 32 playoff appearances in 144 seasons. Have not made the playoffs since 2022, but for such a proud organization, I feel like they should be better than they are. They should be consistently contending, but it's hard to do in a small market. It is hard to do in a small market, and they don't have that generational player like Albert Pujols who carried that organization for so long, and then it was Wainwright and Molina for years there too. They
don't have building blocks yet. It could be. It
could be.
Like every team in that division that they're in, they're going to be the worst team in the Central without a doubt. Like there's not a chance in the world they're going to finish fourth in the Central. There's no world. I'm just 100%.
Pittsburgh could. I know on paper.
Pittsburgh is not that bad. Let's stop the myth. Pittsburgh is going to be an 81 team this year. Not to step on it, but Pittsburgh's not going to be as bad as they seem. My whole point is, in all those teams in that division, each team has a building block, a superstar building block. The Cubs have PCA. The Reds have Ellie De La Cruz. The Pirates, they have Paul Skeens and Connor Griffin. The only team that you can argue that doesn't have like that generational like building block, and it remains to be seen if he is that generational building block, is the Brewers with Jackson Chourio and Jacob Mezorowski. But I think those are two building blocks. So there, you have four teams right there with building blocks. The Cardinals is JJ Wetherholt, but we haven't seen him play one single, plate appearance.
Yeah. Hey, Liam Doyle, again, they acquired a ton of talent via trade this winter. Maybe someone pops from the guys they got. The ambidextrous pitcher, Arenado, Quinte, could be good.
Yeah,
I hope he's up with the team this year. Hulk, Rainiel Rodriguez in the minor leagues, the catcher, won't be up this season, but a name worth watching.
He's probably blocked in a way from Ivan Herrera and Pedro Pajes right now. So
they're high on Brandon Clark, the guy they got in I think that was the Sonny Gray trade with Boston. Seems to be a name. So they've done what they had to do. I'll just say that. And that's really all I got on the Cardinals.
We'll see what happens. What's their number?
69.5. They won 74 games. Sorry, 78 and 84 last year.
Yeah, they're definitely in there. What's their number again? 70 what?
69.5.
Oh, they're going under.
Yeah, I'm going under as well. I feel better about the under with this team than the over. So I don't. 70 games feels a lot less likely than 63 games won. Say that.
Exactly.
All right, that is the Cardinals. We're both on the under. Some interesting stuff to watch with them this year. Now we're going to your hometown team of the Miami Marlins next. Going to the NL East. Second NL East team we've done. Luis, thank you as always. Hope you guys enjoyed the Cardinals preview. We'll be back tomorrow with the Marlins. Until then, peace out.